Welcome to the Dr. Sarah Experience podcast show, where we talk with some of the most amazing beings who are currently creating and shaping today's culture. And I'm your host, Dr. Sarah. Our guest today, Joey Morof, is a 20-year-old actor, singer, dancer, and content creator born and raised in Birmingham, Michigan. He currently lives in New York City, where he's working towards a BFA in drama at NYU Tisch School of the Arts with a minor in dance. Although he plans on pursuing theater professionally after he completes his schooling. Ever since mid-January of 2021, Joey has discovered a newfound passion in making comedic, motivational, empowering, and bad bitch energy TikToks on his rooftop in New York City while drinking kombucha. The response from his audience has been overwhelmingly positive and has formed such a warm, supportive, goofy, and outgoing and all-around beautiful community. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Joey Morof to the show. Joey!
Hello.
Joey, welcome to
Shalom.
the show.
Oh my God, I'm so honored to be here. Oh my goodness.
I am so excited to have you on, and this has been building. I've been wanting to have you on for, oh my gosh, I can't even say how long. Because
Well, I started making these videos in like January, so it's been like quite a third of a year.
It has been.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited to explore today you and everything you're being and doing in the world. And I'm just so excited to have a platform here from which we can go any direction. I look at this as like a conversation rather than like an interview. So I wonder what else is possible that we're going to explore today and discover and share with your audience and the audience in the world that may have yet to be exposed to you.
Totally, yeah. I really just get like my 15 to 20 seconds to just like say my spiel on TikTok, and then it's over, you know. So it's nice that I can like talk a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, so this is the way and place you get to do it today.
Yeah.
So what if we start just with a fun little tidbit about you and I think we even talked right before coming on about your sign and who you are and where you come from. That could be fun just to play with for a minute.
I'm a Aries. I think I'm like a Virgo rising. My friend the other day was telling me all these things about my sign, my birth chart. I don't know anything about astrology. Other than Aries are passionate and they're committed. That's all my knowledge.
Okay.
I want to learn more eventually because so many people are interested in it, but whatever. I was born and raised in Birmingham, Michigan, and I moved to New York last two falls ago. So I moved here 2019 and went back home for COVID in 2020, of course. Then I moved back here last August, and I've been in this apartment ever since. I'm studying musical theater at NYU Tisch. I'm also doing a dance minor, which has been really cool. I big fan of theater, of course, as one is with studying theater
in New York.
I love Aussies, the dog Aussies. I'm trying to think. I love to windsurf. That's a little fun fact about me that not many people know. And yeah, I'm also a big time kombucha fanatic, of course, with my kombucha in my videos. And my mom and I, even before I started making these videos, had always been drinking booch. Like I grew up on it, and we would always get the Mystic Mango and the Guava Goddess, and these like flavors that it's, you know, like kombucha is an acquired taste, so you have to like, get used to it, because some people that initially drink it, it's like, whoa, this is a lot.
It can be overwhelming.
Exactly. But since I've been drinking it so long, it's like no big deal for me. But it's so cool that I can incorporate those into my TikToks now. It's like part of me, an extension of me.
That's fantastic. And okay, so I have to ask, since we're on these like little tidbit questions, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color? Oh, it's always been baby blue. Always been baby blue. Yeah.
Love baby blue.
Yeah, it's very calming and very, it
Mm.
reminds me of my childhood. I still sleep with my, this is an overshare. I don't share this to many people, but I still sleep with my blankie and it's light blue or baby blue.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what? Whatever creates a calm and a soothing, we require that, especially in this
Mm-hmm.
world, right? And I know we're
Yes, ma'am,
going to
Pam.
dive into all that. This reality can be a little intense, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's if you're living consciously, you're exposed to it all. And I know we're going to look at that too with everything you've been creating. But I love this idea of like having things in your world that you enjoy being part of, where like even the blankie, it's so like touching because it's something that that's a constant. You can rely on it. It's an ease. It's a
Yes.
space you can be. It's
I
even
love it. It's
beyond a
so
blanket.
comforting. Totally, yes.
Yes.
I know. I love it. Yeah.
So with on that note, I wonder, what should we talk about now? Shall we go right
Ooh, should we
into,
do maybe like the creative process or something? Or I could talk
oh,
about what goes into them.
let's do that.
Okay, so for the beginning, when I first started making these videos, a lot of them were improvised, and still I improvise some of them. And honestly, like those are the ones that are the most successful. Or it's not like scripted, like um, and even with the scripted ones, I still kind of like add little bits and pieces here and there. But I, in the beginning, I would think in my mind like what I want to say before, of course, or what I want to discuss or the topic, and I would get my boots, kind of like get my energy going. And I would the first like few videos I started making were in my backyard, but now I'm in New York and I do them on my roof. And I would go to my roof, um, just film them and like do a few takes, and then go back down to my apartment. Um, but now it's more of like a consistent because I don't know, I would come up with a concept where I would be like, oh, I gotta go film this. This is an idea that I caught. Or I be scrolling on my For You page or even Instagram, YouTube, any social media platforms, reading a quote or something that inspires me, or like I was like, oh, I could take that and use it in my videos. Of course, like if I like, I haven't like done this yet, but if I like kind of or I've done like a little dance video or something to celebrate when I got 50K followers, and like it's always important to give credit to whoever you like take a thing from. But all of my like content is just me, it's just me
Mm.
screaming on my roof. so
Yes.
so I now down in my notes app I have the biggest notes app in probably the world. It's all these little bits and quotes and pieces and stuff where if I'm feeling creative, or if I devote a specific time in my schedule to do TikTok content and craft my scripts, quote unquote, or come up with video ideas, then I'll refine them and put my ideas together. And then often I'll go to my roof, film 2 to 3 videos. I like to do it on sunny days just because it's good vibes and I'm feeling
Yeah.
myself. And also like I don't want to film on like a cloudy day because my videos don't like mirror cloudy
Mm.
messages. It's very very wild and goofy and motivational,
And
inspirational,
bright.
empowering, bright, and like that's what TikTok needs. I want to have the most uplifting and safest community on that app. Like
Well,
I strive to like have a very inclusive and just very progressive space.
and let me
And I feel like
acknowledge real quick here with your creative process. Wow. I love how you do that. Like an idea will hit you and then you'll like write it down or put in your notes. And I sense it like comes to you and flows through you, and that you're the creator of everything you're creating. You're like being it, and that you're
yeah,
in constant flow of it, and you never know when it's going to come in or drop in, or what you see then is inspiring you to do the next topic or video.
totally. And sometimes my videos have like a lot of elements to them. They have me and my topics, then like me on my roof with my kombucha, with my the disco music, sometimes my bougie glasses and I'm feeling myself. And then I add like humor into it. And I've really created a specific niche. Like I feel like I it's myself, but I'm bringing it to the work. And that's
Yeah.
what I'm learning in school right now. They're telling us to bring yourself to the roles and
Wow.
incorporate your humanity into another person's humanity. So it's cool that it's not like I'm putting on a character. I'm not
Mm-mm.
like pretending to be someone else. It's me. And
It's
all
you.
my friends, I was talking to my friend Brianna the other day. She's like, that's literally just you. That's you
Yeah.
on your roof, like
And
with the
that's
kombucha and music, you know?
and you with all your elements of your humor, your dance, your theater, all
Yeah.
wrapped in one, and you're being it. And it's like, and then you're the way you do it and the way you craft it to convey the message to then relate to people and have them. I've seen your TikToks, I've seen people's responses, and they just adore you and they relate to you in a way that inspires them. And they're like, hey, like my day is better because of
hmm
you. And
And
it's
like,
you being you. And it's
and
like,
that's what I
wow.
want. Right. That's what I want from this Joey Morof community. I wanted to, I want to inspire. I want to uplift, and also these videos like are really for me too. Like there have been days where I am not feeling like the best, and I'm like, I gotta make a video. I just gotta like get out of a funk, and I'll go to my roof, scream, and I'll feel better, you know. And then if it uplifts someone else, and if it saves someone else, that's even greater. Even greater. Like this sometimes is bigger than I'll ever know. That there have been countless people that have reached out to me and have been like, this video saved me from an attempt. Or
Wow.
trigger warning if there are any viewers watching, but people or mention of suicide, but people have said like this literally saved my life. Like I was going to hang myself or shoot myself, or people have literally said that to me, and it makes me tear up every time I cry.
Wow.
It's just like the most touching thing in the world. And even if it's again a 15-second video, I have the power to change someone in that way, as goofy as it might be, or even serious as it might be. And some of my messages are very bold and blunt, like it attacks you. My
Yes.
mom sometimes says that when she's scrolling, or my friends too, that when they're scrolling through their For You page, they're like, I have to pause it for a second. They're like, they have to get ready. Like, here we go. Here's a Joey Mark video. So like, I always love to like be very energetic and just spread through a screen how I'm feeling, because my whole life I've been told like you're like my biggest hype man, and you're so supportive and empathetic, and I've had all these ideas in my head, and how I approach dating, how I approach friendships, how I approach just life in general, well-being, self-care. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I can put these ideas into a video and have it change someone else. I've always wanted to like put that out into the world, but I've really never had a platform to do that. You know, like I before January of this year, I was never really a social media person. I was more like private, and really just followed friends that I knew personally, and my friends would follow me. You know what I mean? Just like, I don't know. I didn't have a as big of a platform as I do now, and with this bigger platform comes great responsibility. You know, and you have to deliver to your audience. You gotta give the people what they want sometimes, and like,
It's
you know,
really a
like,
combination, I sense, of being able to be it yourself, and you're being it all the way, and then also tap into what people would desire. And I sense you're
yeah.
really good if we look at and use the word energy and consciousness combo, where you're living consciously and being the consciousness of this. And people, it lights people up because it's so here and now. It's so relatable and it's accessible to other people. They receive it in a way that they can hear it. And that's a gift too, because we can show up all day long to social media and say from our own point of view where we're coming from, but to actually be able to tap into other people's worlds and what they can hear. And you may not even know how much you do it, but I sense that's such a big part of it. But it's naturally you as well. So I think it's a beautiful combination, but you're living it, you're being it, and people are receiving it. It's like the four elements of creation: question, choice, possibilities, contribution. And you're kind of being all those things. You're being the creative process. Walking.
Oh my God. Walking, breathing.
Talking.
Oh my God. TikTok.
You're TikToking it.
My family friend Lauda told me when I first was starting out, when I had maybe 5K followers, very, very beginning. So she's like, Joey, so why are you making these videos? Like, what are you doing it for? And I thought for a second. I was like, I'm doing this to help people in this time of dire need. And I'm so grateful that I've been able to touch so many lives. Like, people have reached out to me saying these videos helped me in such an isolating period. These videos have helped me through, gotten me up in the morning, literally helped me like get rid of my toxic ex, like eliminate toxic people. And like, I'm like, yes, get rid of them. I'm so happy that like I've been able to change people's lives that way. Like, it's crazy. Like, what?
Yes.
It's unbelievable. Like I still can't even comprehend all this shenanigans that's happening to me. It's like my mind. I was talking to you a while back about it, but my mind can't comprehend that amount of people seeing my face. Like, millions. Hello. Like, I'm just like a dude. Like, it's just crazy. I if you were to ask me a year ago that I would have 250K followers in the span of 4 months, I'd look at you like, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. What is that? Is that a sauce? Hello? Like, being an influencer, I never like seek this out, and I'm so grateful that it's come to me, because I want to inspire. Like, it's always, that's the reason I do theater, to take people out of pain and suffering and to educate. And it goes hand in hand with the TikTok thing, the TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Well, it's almost like this is your not only being you, but it's your mission in life. And it's such a natural fit, and it's the energy of you. And then there's this flow to it, and you're touching others, and you're changing the world by being it and creating, like, in such a dark space. And, we know social media can get dark, or let's just even say media in general, or even, do we dare say politics?
Yes,
or do we say religion, or do we say any of it? I wonder, or even relationships.
Lord.
I wonder. That we're meant to shed light on this, and you're being that light. And that's, me as well. That's my aim with Dr. Sarah and the show and everything. It's like to create lightness in the space where it's often dark and lonely for people, that they can have access to something they may not have a moment ago. That's what changes in a moment, someone's life, like choosing to live in a moment. Like,
I know. And focusing on the present. I a very, very busy semester, so I couldn't fully do TikTok. Like, I'm a student, and even though this was like thrown at me, I was still making my videos and still devoted time to it, because I felt that if I were to just make a few videos in the beginning and then stop for a month or 2 months, people would be like, "What are you doing?" Like, hello, like I need your. People have like called me like the Jesus of TikTok. Like, I need your Jesus speaking.
I love it.
I'm like, God, seriously. Or they call me Kabucha King, and it's a lot of nicknames. It's very funny.
Good.
But that is true. Like, the internet can be very, very dark. There have been countless trolls. And like, going forward, now that like I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to like block and report them. I haven't ever responded to their DMs or comments. I mean, that's a lot. I responded to a few in the beginning that I wanted to, and responding to them for me felt empowered doing that. Yeah. And sometimes they would delete their comments, and it felt like a victory to me. But honestly, that's what they want. They want the creators to respond and be upset by their comments. And they're all like these 12-year-old boys with no profile pictures, no content. They're no followers. They're out here not even doing the work. Why are you judging another creator when you don't have anything on your page? Like, I never understood that. And there's this creator Spencewa right now who has been getting so much hate for. Do you know Spencewa?
You know what? I'm not. Tell me.
He like did a lot of videos, maybe like last year.
Okay.
With his Starbucks job, and he would get in his car and does the daily screams. And he recently had a skin removal surgery, and he's very like proud of his body, and he's doing these like spins and such with Olivia Rodrigo's "Good for You" song, and like feeling himself. Like, I love it. I love to see that on any social media platform. And recently it's become a trend to cancel people for that, for being proud of themselves. And they're making fun of his spin. And he made this video maybe 2 days ago, crying, sobbing, like saying that he needs to take a break from social media for his mental health. And he's this poor man is getting bullied for absolutely nothing. People will cancel people out of the blue for blinking, for fixing their hair. It's like people just want to pick a fight for nothing. And even in my videos too, people will like pick apart my appearance, my mustache, my hair, my glasses, my like anything. And even like if I misspell a caption, people are on the videos or even in the actual caption, people will be so critical. And I want to create a community that's getting rid of that. I don't want any of the trolls, any of the 12-year-old boys. Like I don't need that. So this app is so different from Instagram in that there are so many different niches. You have your cooking TikTok, you have your health and wellness and inspirational TikTok, kind of like my corner of TikTok. There are comedy videos, there's skits, there's educational videos, there's activists, there's all these different niches of TikToks, and that's what I love about the app. There's you never know what's going to come on your For You page. You never know. Never know. It could be a crazy curse TikTok of just like these weird, like if there's some crazy shit on it. And that's like the greatness of the app. But when you go on Instagram, that's when the trolls really get you. Especially the meme pages that will repost my videos and such. In the comments, it's horrible. They're picking apart everything, and it's just I really prefer TikTok over Instagram because Instagram has this very elitist and prim and proper attitude that everyone is above a creator. Every like creators are like shamed for making content. Like that's what I do. Like
there's a different energy to it entirely, and it's similar audiences at times, but it is a different platform. TikTok is much more expansive. You know that, and I may have mentioned this previously, like if it's not on the show, but in my videos and such, or lives or whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm doing. The difference of two types of people in the world. There's those that come in very linear, very in black and white, content with the way this reality works, very trauma oriented. I call it drama, kind of gossipy, looking to create havoc a little bit. And they're the ones that tend to judge everyone else, but not themselves. And they need to be right. And they're called humans. And then there's those of us who are creative beings doing 20 things at one time, looking to change the world, the seekers of the world. The ones that are about, hey, we can all be individuals, but be one and create something greater. We tend to be harder on ourselves than others, and sense different things differently, and referred to as humanoids, just from this conscious point of view. So when you're discussing these people, whomever they are, out there trolling, looking to kill joy, they're likely the humans. And there's a whole nother category, maybe a type of human, but they're not looking to create kindness or spread joy or spread kindness. They're looking to defeat. They're looking to be jealous. They're looking to attack. And it's judgment to an extreme. And the way we're meant to do it, from my awareness, is weirdly enough, thank them for their judgment and give them an interesting point of view. And that's kind of what you're doing. You're navigating it, and they reveal themselves, and they usually leave because they have nothing to feed on. They like to feed on people that want to be more of a victim and at the expense of that, rather than, oh, well, thank you for judging me. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Right. I've never understood why people go on the internet solely to spread their miserableness. Like they're really they're suffering that much that they have to bring other people down for it.
Well, I almost guarantee they're doing that in real life too, because they're the ones, 100%. And they're the ones probably not showing up in someone's office like mine, like the therapy. They're the ones that people go to therapy for. A lot of them, because they're the ones that don't think there's anything wrong. They're looking to create havoc. They're looking to get a rise. And also this one idea that they usually are accusing you of what they're doing. They're instigating something. They're projecting, looking for a fight. Yeah. And when you're navigating it in the way like you're doing it, like around it, or, sometimes we're meant to kill it with kindness actually in return. I can give you an example real quick, and this will be fun for then to jump into your world. I had someone recently post on one of my videos, and it was on gratitude of all videos. And this happened to be on Instagram, but I was talking about gratitude, and this person who appeared to be male, and I'm not sure, it's based on his name, but he said, "Fucking hippies." Fucking hippies is his response.
Yeah. What did you say back?
I responded. I ended up responding because I'm like, okay. I said, I see gratitude is really working for you. That was my response. And he did write back. A lot of times when I use energy, and I did 2 laughy faces, like to clear the darker energies, that's humor, acknowledgement, gratitude actually clears it. He responded back with, "I hate my life," which there it is.
What?
That's his world.
Even with you responding, he's still like trying to spread his negative prerogative. It's like,
yep. But God, it revealed him.
I hate that.
Like, see, I didn't take it personally, but it reveals the other person. And this is something I've discovered through time. When we allow people to be completely insane, like these individuals, I say insane meaning unconscious. Mm-hmm. And some people are anti-consciousness, where they're out to like kill. I mean, that's extreme a lot of times, but what we're meant to do when we be the energy of consciousness, it will diffuse. And that's what you're being, no matter what. That's why we're not meant to be brought down by the people that choose to be less than. We're meant to actually out expand them, out be them, out do everything we be is the way to clear them and get them out of the space. So that's what you're being. So you need to go almost bigger and brighter when these dimming lights want to come around. And that's what I sense you do. Would you agree? Like,
yeah.
I was just wondering if there was anything else you were aware of with all that, like with that type of energy or anything I said regarding that. Or...
Yeah, there was this one troll that DM'd me, and he was like, it was maybe in like March or something. It happened a while ago, but he was saying, do you know that you can eat poop safely or whatever? And then like I didn't respond. I was like so dumb. And then he responded like, or I have this friend Paige, who was another influencer, and she runs this account called Dudes in the DM. I haven't looked at her page in a while, but from what I recall, it was a very progressive space to expose people behind the scenes that think they can get away with anything in the DMs. And I sent the picture of the do you know that you can eat poop safely to her, and she like reposted it, and she was like, even creators like Joey Morof that are out here doing good still get DMs like this, or something. And then I reposted it to my story, and he responded to that. Still, I never accepted his message request on Instagram, but he's like, I have your mom's Terry Morof, her information. I'm going to DM her and all of your other loved ones if you don't take this down. And then proceeded to send me some like other threats and shit. And it was like it was scary because like I can handle some hate, and I can tolerate trolls and here and there. And it used to really get me down in the beginning, but now I've built a little bit more of a thicker skin. But in the beginning, I was very afraid for my mom. Like I didn't know what he was gonna send my mom. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like, "Whoa, is this gonna be a thing I should file to the police or something?" Like, I don't want my mom to get involved in this. And like, it's one thing if I get the messages, but it's another thing if my mom does. So,
especially for the first time ever experiencing that, like what to do.
I know,
it's probably a really interesting topic that we could have a whole nother show on probably about.
Oh my God. That's another podcast.
Yes. Which I sense you'll be coming back anyways at some point.
Oh my God. I would love to.
Just in the middle of the show, we're going to say it.
Yeah.
In part because it's such a, like even people just getting started in the influencing world like you, like I mean, I don't know if we talked about that yet, but would you like to circle back real quick to how it all came in, like from the beginning of the year and kind of how fast it happened?
Yeah,
I think that would be a fun
yeah.
little talk.
Oh, for sure. So let's go back to New Year's Eve,
Okay.
of 2019 going into 2020. No, oh my God, sorry. Rewind. 2020 going to 2021. I made this video, like a round of applause for all of you who didn't text your exes on New Year's Eve saying Happy New Year to them. That blew up. That was the first one that really took off. Then I proceeded to make a few, maybe 3 or 4 videos after then with kind of the same. I knew my audience might be like ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend slander. So I made like some silly not really silly, but just like dancing videos with like text in front of it with music in my backyard. I was still home in Michigan for winter break at this point. And I had this idea one day to do the video in my backyard. I think maybe like my mom and I were talking about it. But beforehand, and the topic kind of came to me, and like I went in my backyard with my dog and with my boots. I didn't even like think it was gonna go viral, but what I was saying in the video was, this is your daily reminder that you weren't obsessed with them. You're obsessed with the false narrative them you created in your mind, and they weren't even that attractive anyway. So cheers to that. Blew the fuck up. It's crazy. I was like, what is happening? I remember not sleeping that night. I don't know if I posted like the evening or something, but within like 20 minutes, it got like 20K views. And like that was like unbelievable for me, because the New Year's Eve one maybe got like, it's at like 300K views now. But at first, it was kind of like a slower explosion.
Yeah.
But the one in my backyard, it like blew up so fast. I was on a walk, and I got back after 20 minutes, and it was 20K views. So it's crazy. And so I kept making videos with me talking, because I had been just making my dancing videos. You know, like I didn't speak, but the moment I finally spoke and voiced my thoughts and things that I was saying in the text of the dancing videos or whatever, then those started really taking off. And then I went back to New York, and I did them on my rooftop, still drinking my kombucha. My dog wasn't in the videos at this point anymore.
Your dog's name is?
Her name's Lady. She's an Aussie. I'm so excited to see her in a few weeks. I'm going back home in June, so it'll be really great.
Wow. And real quick though, so in terms of what did you notice with the likes coming in or the following? Like when you noticed the increase in people
I was scared of my mind. The night before I left to the airport to come back to New York, I was crying. I was not out of like sadness, but at the time I was very like scared to go back to New York because of COVID. And first semester, I'll be very, very real, it was very, very hard for me and very isolating. And I had I was in a funk the whole time. So I was scared to return to that this environment. I've cleared the energy now, and like I'm feeling better about it, but I was crying my whole flight. I was a mess. I was a mess, honey. Oh, and I like didn't sleep the night before, because at the time I had like 10K followers, and I didn't even know like what was happening to me. And
before that, even right before it went off, like where were you at with the numbers? Because it's just fun to look at them. I sense like
I think I was at 800 after the New Year's Eve video. And then after the first one in my backyard with the first cheers to that video, I think I then was at like 5K. And then I remember the morning when I left for the airport seeing like 11K or 10K on my TikTok.
So that's all within like almost a week's time around, or a little couple weeks.
Well, the New Year's Eve video was January 1st, and then, God, yeah, like 15 days, a week or 2 weeks, yeah. very, very short period of time. But that I didn't even know what was coming ahead of me. Like there was this whole. Oh, just get ready. So I continue to make my videos. Me being very flamboyant and expressive, and just like my videos are very bold. And then like I made another video in my backyard before I left, but then I made another one that really blew up that got like 1.6 million views. And I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
What maybe I was at like 20K now at this point. Kept making my videos. I celebrated 50K. I just kept growing and growing. I remember I remember sitting on my toilet when I hit 100K. I was literally like, oh my God, I'm pooping. Literally like, of course, where else would I be? And it just kept growing and growing. And there was the Hakuna Matata video. That one is the one I'm probably like, I guess, known for the most, where I'm like, life is good, baby. Hakuna fucking Matata. I refuse to surround myself with people who want to make me suffer. If you want to make a contribution to my life, then welcome in. But if not, the door is that way, bitch. So cheers to that. And that, going back to what we were talking about a little bit ago, that was another improvised one. One of the most successful ones. It's so interesting how the energy you put into the TikTok, the ones that you like quote unquote don't care about, or the ones that you just make because you're inspired, are the ones that do the most successful. And the ones you put the most
expected.
Yeah, exactly. The ones you put the most effort into sometimes don't do as successful as the ones that are just casual.
Wow. So, and where is that video, that one in particular, at this point? Have you
right now it's at 4.3 million views. It's unbelievable. Wow. A few other meme accounts have posted my videos on sarcasm only. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it has maybe like 15 million followers or something. There's so many meme pages on Instagram. It's crazy. And that is at like maybe, I haven't checked in a while, but I remember I remember seeing like maybe 8 million or something on there.
Wow. On
Instagram Reels. And so many people even just repost my videos. Peyton List from Jessie, she reposted not that video, but another one of mine. It was like this is your mental health checkpoint. Are you breathing? Have you told yourself that you love yourself 525,600 times today? That one, she reposted that, and that was life changing. Like the more and more I grow, the more greatness comes to me, and wow. I'm so overwhelmed and like I just can't even understand this. Like this is just so much bigger than I think I'll ever understand, and bigger than I'll ever know. So,
which is amazing and awesome about that, because it's almost being in the question, what else is possible now, and allow it to keep going and going, and how does it get any better than this? It's like it's acclimating, but it's also accumulating as you go. It exponentializes more and more, and it's you being it. And it's like, wow. And how you were just following the energy and just going with it, and not really had a aim other than I'm just going to create this, and boom. And then how it's getting shared all over, and the different things that are coming in as a result of it.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy. Unbelievable. Like I have a manager now. Like even just saying the word manager, that I feel so grateful, and it's just, oh my God, it's crazy.
And things coming from it, right?
Totally, yeah. But anywho, so I was maybe at 100K. I don't exactly remember when I made the Hakuna Matata video, or where my following was at that point, but I remember gaining probably like 20K just from that, like in a day. Like
wow.
What? Like
boom.
It's crazy. What?
Well, this speaks to TikTok famous and like literally overnight success. I mean,
what? Like 20K people, like you're kidding, and 4.3 million views. Hello, what? Wow. So I would just keep making my videos. I like counted like how many videos have like over 1 million views. I think it's like 7 now. It's like, wow, that many people. I can't wrap my head around it still. I do, though, take breaks maybe for a week or so from posting. One because I want my messages to land when it's needed, and if I feel that if I do it every day, or if I post 2 to 3 times a day, quote unquote, which so many influencers are encouraged to do, I feel that it won't be as authentic for me. And some creators post multiple times a day, and they still create great content. I just feel that I want it to have meaning, and I want it to hit when that my audience needs it the most. I don't want it to just be content for content's sake, you know. And I'm not a machine that can just produce content all the time, and I'm still a student. So, but also this summer, I'm looking forward to really making more videos and maybe posting every day. Maybe not like 2 to 3 times a day, but definitely more frequently. But
I like
the second, yeah.
I was just gonna say, I like that you're in the question of it, or being open, like what's working for you now, and following the energy of you and your audience. You know, that's really important, rather than, like you said, being kind of too linear or too logistic about it. This is you're actively being it, even in this case too, of just following it. You'll know, and then you'll know, oh, today Reed's light to post 2 days in a row.
Right. Yeah,
you're being
exactly.
in the flow and the ebb and flow of your space of creation. And
yeah, my relationship to social media is very nonlinear. It's when I'm feeling inspired or motivated, or I've the time to. And anyways, the second reason that I sometimes take hiatuses from Instagram or Instagram and TikTok for a week is just because I need a break, or I need some time off to just get my things together. And I might be busy with finals, or busy with a midterm, or something going on in my life. So it's important to honor what your body and mind needs in those moments. And I still like check in with myself. Am I focusing too much on the numbers? Am I focusing on like I don't know. Sometimes it can get to be a lot in my head.
And then by taking the break, you have more of a space and ease. And I think this is
Totally.
Great advice for people watching the show. Is that
like anyone who's like just starting out making content, it's so important to take whatever a break means to you, whatever honoring what your body needs. If that's taking a walk, if that's doing a yoga class, if that's shutting off your phone for a week, if that's eating the right foods, if that's doing a workout, if that's doing a face mask, if that's doing meal prep, if that's making a smoothie, anything. Like I so encourage you to dive into that, because everyone is so specific. Like me, I have my friends come over and we play cards. I do my laundry. I do chores. That's very, very releasing for me. I do my work and my homework, and that feels good to just accomplish those things. I cook sometimes. First semester, I was Mr. Chef, and I cooked all the time. I did my meal preps like every week. It was so consistent. But this semester, I was busy with a show I was in through my school, and also TikTok things, and as well as studio and academic work. So
I'm amazed how you keep up with everything. I mean, seriously, that goes back to that humanoid capacity, infinite being capacity. You're just like, and probably not enough going on at one time. That can actually get heavy for you in a way. Like it's kind of like this interesting balance. We require always going because it's such just the joy of life we have, and at the same time needing to kind of check in, like you said, and make sure you're not getting too overwhelmed. And it's almost just like moment by moment sometimes to take those breaks. Yeah.
I kind of said this, but I can't be like an endless like creator. And also in my theater work, like I can't always produce my best work. That's just the reality of the pace of my studio, but I still show up. I still do my work. Like, don't get me wrong, but it might not just be my best work. But I still get it done. I still do it. And same with my videos. It might not be edited the best way, or I might not have the right emojis or the text or you can like set duration on the text for when it can disappear and appear. So, and that's like another like editing thing. But, or the music that I choose, the volume level might be off, but it doesn't need to be like perfect. It just needs to go. And the Hakuna Matata video, I spelled Hakuna wrong, Haluna, because L and K are right next to each other on the keyboard. Like, of course, everyone was like, Haluna, what is that? You spelled it wrong. Nah, like, what do you mean? Like, Haluna, like, come on, like, it's just one mistake. So
I love it though. That is just so beautiful, because what if there are no mistakes? And really, that when we're being in the space of everything, it's almost gives it a little character in a way. It got people's attention. They're showing, they're watching it. But there's almost like, it's not even about perfect, imperfect. It's like just like being in the allowance, and the energy of it can way supersede it being like having to be just right or perfect. Because that's like what you were talking about before. When you plan things out, sometimes even with the content, it's not as spontaneous, and the energy around it may not take off the same way.
Even with again, there are a lot of elements to my videos, like the music. Sometimes I'm in my shower listening to a funk playlist, and I'll stop my shower and like put it in my playlist. Or my own playlist for TikTok videos. If anyone watching wants to look at my playlist, it's called Bops with a Z. And it's on my Apple Music. I really need to switch to Spotify at some point. I'm an Apple Music guy. I am.
Apple Music. And
Apple Music
I'm really curious to know your taste in music. Because I actually, didn't you do a TikTok video on it one time?
On music? Yeah, I sang it at one point. And my parents have been really encouraging me to, and some of my friends, to showcase my talent, where acting, singing, or dancing on there. And I want to definitely do that eventually. I really do.
Well, I wonder, could you, as you're saying it, it's popping, like you probably could intertwine it in the way that you're doing everything already.
Well, right. And I did that with the Hall & Oates one, where it was like, does anyone else want to not be perceived for a week and just escape reality for a minute? Because I sure know I do. Anyways, then I flipped to my mirror and I like sang Private Eyes by How to Private Eyes Are Watching You.
Yes.
In my mirror. And that was really the only singing one I did. So I definitely want to incorporate those more. That's a really good point, Sarah. That is. I definitely should bring my talent to my video. Yeah. And
I want to know too, how, and maybe I'm sure your audience would like to know, how do you go about choosing your music? Yeah.
So I love disco music. Even before I was making these videos, I had always been a disco guy. I love me some Earth, Wind & Fire, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross. Mwah. Love. Even Queen. I have a Queen poster in my living room right here. And it was actually just like Freddie Mercury.
Wow.
But Queen has been one of my biggest inspirations for sure for so long. And even in my comments, people are saying that I look like Freddie Mercury with my mustache or just my vibes. And sometimes I say darling in my videos, and Freddie says that, So I guess I'm just the second away, or the Freddie Mercury, but in a different body.
You're channeling his energy and his eclectic way of being,
right?
And just like willing to be out there and be the different way.
I adore that man. He's so just this performing skills, the way he commands a stage. I just want to be him. He's so cool. And Elton John is another inspiration of mine. I love the old music, and no discredit to the music of today. And I, of course, listen to contemporary music all the time. Something about the music from back then, it gets into my body in a different way. So I'll be in my shower listening to disco music. I'll be in a run or a walk listening to put on disco playlists, and they just hype me up like no other. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Nothing can compare. Also, but recently I've been getting into funk music too, and I add some of those. those songs to my videos. And what I'll do sometimes is, if I really want what I'm saying to be a sound, because you know how you can save a specific sound on TikTok, in the bottom right corner, it's your profile picture, and people can use your sound. But if you use a sound, for instance, Benny and the Jets by Elton John, if you click the sound when you're making the video and you use it in your video, then other people can click the sound, and there are other videos with that Elton John song. But if you mash the Elton John song with your video and what you're saying, you can make your own sound. So I do that sometimes in iMovie, and then I'll upload it again on TikTok, save it as like a private video, and then favorite the video, favorite the sound, and then upload the sound to the original video. I know it's very complex,
but that's great to know.
You get used to it. Yeah, it's a little tip and trick. So that way people can use your sound. And I did that for the Hakuna Matata video, and I was very happy that I did that for that one, because if you click on the sound for that, there are like 500 or something videos about people using that sound. And that's me. That's literally like, what? It's so beautiful. It really is. To see people like using my words or even lip syncing to it, feeling themselves in the mirror. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
So, but sometimes if I'm feeling like I want to use this sound on TikTok, or feeling lazy or whatever, sometimes I'll just use the actual sound that's already uploaded to TikTok. Yeah, I feel like I've been talking about TikTok a lot, but I have been uploading a bunch of my reels to Instagram. And I put less energy into the reels, just because I make the TikToks and then upload them to Instagram. But my Instagram audience too has been so like loving, and I can read my DMs on Instagram more than I can on TikTok. And I need to have a day where I go through all my DMs and respond to them, because this semester has been really, really busy, and I've only been able to respond to the ones that are at the top of my DMs, or where I can.
It's a whole nother thing just to keep up with.
Yes, exactly. And there gets to be a point where I just unfortunately can't respond to all of them, and I really, really want to interact with my audience in that way. So I definitely this summer hope and anticipate spending one Saturday or Sunday responding, "Hey, thanks for hyping me up. I appreciate you. Like, I love you, boo," or like whatever else. Like, And that's another thing. I have a lot to say. I can't be just like, "Thanks," period. Like, I'm very chatty, and I want to be like, "Oh my God, you're so sweet. Thank you for taking time out of your day to make me feel better." Yeah, exactly. I don't want it to just be a quick like LOL thing. Like, no, like I love my audience, and we're all people, and like I just want to chat with them and like just appreciate their messages.
Well, and I sense what that taps into, which is a whole nother area, is an acknowledgement, like where a lot of people in the world in general don't sense they're being acknowledged for who they be and their just kind of truth. And you have a way about yourself where that they open the door by connecting with you, and you're going in there and just seeing them clearly. And by making personal responses like that, like, wow, and I sense that's a whole other like area that it allows for people to receive, just to be acknowledged that you even respond back, rather than, some people just never respond back to their.
And some people, when I do respond, like, "Oh my God, you responded." I'm like, "Of course I responded." Like, I'm the first, like, I don't want people to think like I'm a different human being, or I'm like like in a different status or level just because I have a bigger following. Like my friends will sometimes joke around with me and be like, "Oh my God, is that Joey Morof? Like the influencer from TikTok?" My friend Ari does this all the time, and I'm like, "Stop!" Like, and then and she'll be like, "Oh my God, that's literally Joey Morof. Oh my God, can I get your autograph?" I'm like, "Stop!" It's hilarious. I love Ari. It was her birthday a few days ago.
Haven't you had someone stop you like in the street somewhere? I think.
I keep track. 4 people have already. Isn't that crazy? In the park the other day, someone came up to me too. And they love to like take pictures with me, and like I always love to talk with them and like exchange Instagrams and like be friends, like that's so sweet of them to come up to me, and it makes my day. Like And the fact that I can walk down the street and like have someone come up to me and like they feel comfortable around me or comfortable around me, where if maybe we're Kendall Jenner or Kylie Jenner, or like Kim Kardashian, like I wouldn't really feel comfortable going up to them. I'd be like so intimidated. Oh my god, nothing against the Kardashians,
Yeah.
just like that level of fame is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Literally, like, are you kidding? Like everyone in the world pretty much everyone in the world knows them.
Yeah.
And like only people that follow me or have seen my videos know. It's like not like the biggest community on social media, but it is like a tight knit group, and I'm glad that people like will recognize me and come up to me. It makes me feel so good.
Well, I love that, and this opens the question, maybe just a little area we can explore of like, what is it that you're desiring from here? Like if we look at living consciously, every choice we choose creates the future we desire, and that's one way. We don't really predict the future, but we get every choice creates. What is it that you desire to create in the future? Like, what does that look like, be it through the theater, arts, music,
right,
social media, all of it?
So many things. I love to write down my goals, and that really helps me envision them, and just to see them every day, or not if I don't look at them every day, just to visualize it and see it, and I can cross those motherfuckers off when I have them. I have a list also on my phone of like career bucket lists. Some of them actually, you know what? I'm gonna go get my phone and read some of them to you.
Oh, I would love to hear.
Yeah. But off the top of my head, like I love to, I would love to create my own music. I want to put that out somewhere. I would love to be on Broadway, make my Broadway debut, get a Tony Award. That would be huge for me. Star in a movie, perhaps. Just I don't know what's ahead of me, and this is I feel only the beginning. It's been 4 months. I still remind myself of that. It has been such a short period of time that all this is happening. So who knows where this could go in the future. But here's my my career bucket list. Some of these are with NYU too, but be a lead in a NSB show, be in a main stage show, which I was able to cross off. I don't know if you can see, but I crossed it off. I feel very satisfied. But a main stage show at Tish's, I played Old Man Strong. I got to pee on the side of a street because you're in town. The show is all about piss, and it's just very, very vulgar, and it's a very funny show to be in. I love it. But that was a huge thing for me. Be a lead in a main stage show. Off Broadway debut, lead on Broadway, perform at the Tonys, Tony nomination, win a Tony, perform in a Sondheim show or be lead, originate a role on Broadway, be in an original cast recording, have a Wikipedia page, hit 1 million on TikTok, get verified on TikTok, launch merch. I have some cool ideas. I think I want to make a cheers to that beanie, cheers to that hat, maybe like cheers to that gang or something on a t-shirt.
I want one of each.
You want? I'll definitely give you one. For sure.
I may need numerous ones that
And then one of them is have someone recognize me in public, and I keep track. So far, 4 people come up to me. That's like so cool. I don't know. It's so, it makes me like cry sometimes of how like big this has become. Oh my god. So going on, be in a billboard in Times Square, be in a movie, be a leading role in a movie, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much the rest are just like specific roles and shows I want to be. But I love to aspire to bigger things, because that's it's funny when I was going through the college audition process or growing up wanting to do theater, or I just knew I was going to do something in the arts. I'm very explosive and creative and bold and flamboyant, and then that's kind of what the theater world is, that community, and that's what I love about it so much. So when I was in high school, I aspired to be at NYU. That was the biggest dream, and a few other schools too that I had in mind. And I got into a dream school. That was a huge goal of mine, huge, huge, huge. I would have it on my phone, as a, like, like, just that's a major, major accomplishment for me.
Yeah.
And now that I'm in the heat of it, and all this, you forget every day, or the days go by where you don't like really remember that. I was talking to my friend Mia last night, actually. Like, do you remember how selective this program was? Like, I was like,
Mm.
wait, yeah, what? Like,
Yeah.
you just get so involved in the work, and so like in it, that you forget to take a step back sometimes.
Well, and we're
Um,
even taking a moment and doing that. And then when you acknowledge it, kind of what we were talking about acknowledgement earlier, when you acknowledge it, it allows it to be even now a presence with it, which it can be very celebrating. And you're the type of guy that will, a being that will, okay, what now? What next? Like that's, yep. And now what? It's kind
yeah,
of like we're not meant, but at the same time, we can be so grateful for what we've accomplished. It's important to do both, like to be
yes.
in the next, but also like, wow. And what I adore about you, and yes, I adore you,
Oh my
is
God.
that you like are willing to choose it. You're willing to go for it. You're like it. You don't stop. Like what you put out there, then you're creating it. Like, and then
Oh,
it's
thank you.
really there's almost not a thing that you haven't created that you've desired, and but it takes action and it takes hard work. I know even for me
Yeah.
it's like as much as TikTok for you looks like it's an overnight success, it's a everything led up to that of you being you to create that, like,
All
and
my
that's
life
maybe for people to
experiences.
know that everything you're choosing to be in life contributes to the now, the next, the past, and all the rest.
Right. Yeah. I for the longest time had always looked at life a specific way, had these quotes and ideas in my mind that I can finally share with the world.
Hmm.
So that is really true. Like, everything in my life has led me up to this. But going back to the NYU thing,
Yeah.
I had always gotten to certain places in my life, and still do, where I once wanted to be, if that makes sense. So I'm at NYU now, where a 7-year-old Joey always wanted to be. Now I'm here, and now I'm in it. But now I want to be in a movie. Now I want to get my Tony Award. Like, it's just all these things are coming to me so rapidly. Get 1 million on TikTok, get verified. So all these like accomplishments that I get, and all these stages of my life, um, it's always something new. It's always something greater. It's always something better. And even for people watching, there's
Yes.
always going to be jobs that you get, positions, or people that you work with, people that you meet. That's always going to level you up. You
Yeah.
got to keep fucking going. Because, like, imagine if I one day was like, you know what? I don't want to do theater. I'm just like, nah. Like, I would not be probably talking to you right now.
Yes. Or got caught up,
Everything.
yep, in a limitation. We're having kind of like where our mind goes into the thought, feelings, emotions, and sometimes loves to run with the story or limitation, or, even if you don't get the one job or you don't get this other thing, it's like we're not meant to get stuck in those thinking, those thoughts and feelings and emotions that limit us. And you were like always going. And even if you have like a day that's heavy, there's it's going to lift, it's going to shift. And I
Yeah.
sense that's what you're being for your audience too. In this, there's this concept of never give in, never quit, never stop, just
hmm
keeping it going, and be in the question. You're really being in the question all the time. Now what? Like this finished, now what?
Right. That's the thing. Like, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I love to live my life that way. It's looking at the bigger picture and what is the end goal.
uh,
And sometimes the end goal, once you get it, like, there's another end goal.
I,
For the
it's like
longest time,
it never
NYU was my end
stops.
goal. Exactly. We're people that like think that have a optimistic outlook versus a pessimistic outlook are always looking to improve themselves, and they have a growth mindset rather than a stagnant mindset. So I'm
Yes.
always looking to improve myself, and always looking to better my circle, my life, people that I surround myself with. I don't spend any time on people that aren't reciprocating my energy or aren't giving me what I need in a friendship. even family members that I don't vibe with anymore, like I don't talk to. Like if they don't want to talk to me, I don't want to talk to them. You
Yeah.
know, and
Don't have time.
I don't exactly. I don't have the space. I don't have the
Mhm.
capacity. I don't want to be thinking about them. It's just too much.
We
And of course, like if I see them at family gatherings or whatever, then I'll of course be nice and sweet. You
yeah.
know, like I'm not gonna cause a scene or cause drama. I'm not
Well,
gonna
yeah,
flip out like that. You know, God, and
well,
like
and that's
I
a
have to tolerate
beautiful
them.
depiction of the difference between problems and possibilities. You're a
Hmm.
possibilities being, and you're constantly in that space of like, what else is possible? Whereas the other, like more the kind of the human energy, is more about what's not working, the limitations. And seriously, that's the type of people you're choosing not to be around. And I'm aware of, even in my own world, whoever would like to join me on this journey of consciousness and living your best life and of a space, I would love for you to join me. And for those who choose not to, I wish you well and I don't have a resistance
and
to it.
and you can love from a distance.
There you
I
go.
There are so many friends in my life that um they're just brunch friends. They're just
Yes.
like, you know, like you hang out with them, but you know that if they get too close to you, that it's gonna be toxic.
There
So
you go.
and like we all have our shit. We all have our drama.
Yeah.
Um, and there are certain people that we can forgive certain things and we can forget, but um, there are some things that can't be forgiven. So we still have to be around certain people, or not really have to. It's
Well,
kind of a lie, but
when
but
you're
we're
observing them more and they're not your immediate circle of people that you're around, that you're surrounding yourself with like beings and light
mhm,
beings who are looking to contribute to you. You like to contribute to them. There's this almost space of being greater together,
yeah,
rather than having just to kind of go through the day-to-day
yeah,
limitations, which those are the people you're keeping a little more distance from, a little more,
exactly, and
couple
that's
circles
okay.
out.
Exactly, literally, that's okay. Like we can't be friends with everyone, and everyone can't like us.
Yes.
We always want to be liked and always want to be the center of attention. Not always, but there's some people that will just not vibe with us, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
People in my comments are like, "I hate you." Sometimes I'm like, "Great, I love it."
Uh-huh.
Next, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next.
Thank you. Next. Oh,
Which does actually bring us full circle to really where we were starting, from the beginning of like
uh-huh.
this idea of just the where people show up in limitation and what you're being and creating. And I love everything you're choosing, Joey, and who the being that you are. And
Uh,
I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful that you came on the show today. And
oh my God, are you kidding? Oh, I was looking forward to this. Yeah.
oh, well, I would love to have you back on. And
Yeah.
would that be something that would,
Absolutely, Miss
okay.
Mama. Of course.
Yay.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, I just am going to contribute to you with all the amazingness you are. And and we can even finish the show with, is there anything that you would like to share in closing with the audience?
Yeah,
Okay.
or really for any other creators out there that are just like wanting to get their videos out there. I'm always here if you want support, emotional support, any of the tips and tricks. I know some people, um, there are things to improve videos, such as using viral sounds or using certain hashtags, um, making your content like shorter, because people, when they're going through their For You pages, have very short attention spans. And I, I in the beginning I wanted to talk and talk and talk and talk, but my friend Lauda, I was talking about her earlier. She's like, Joey, you gotta like make it short. That's what people want to, they don't want to read paragraphs and paragraphs, or when I was doing the text videos. So like if you want any like tips and tricks, like reach out to me, say hi on Instagram, say hello. Let's
Oh,
be friends. If you see me on the street or anything, like I would love to give you a hug and like say hi, if you take a picture or anything. Like I'm always here as a friend. Um,
is
yeah,
there a specific a way they can connect or like reach you directly that you would like to share, or?
Instagram DMs are the best for me.
Okay.
TikTok DMs are kind of funky because I know you have to like save your number,
Mm.
and some people I can't respond to them because their contact isn't saved for the number. It's just kind of more challenging to communicate. But on Instagram,
Okay.
when I go through my DMs, if you say like in the first like bar, whatever you want to say, be like attention, or maybe use like um fruit emojis, or like strawberries, or lemons or something, so it can get my attention. I'll know that you're from this podcast. Or
Oh,
even with like those alarm emojis, or like warning signs, like just like make it like all caps or something, so I know that it's you, and I'll make sure to respond like right away. Because sometimes it's like people soliciting me stuff, and my DMs, it might get lost in my DMs. I would not want to like think I'm ghosting you or anything. So that's the best way to reach me. Like, scream at me through DMs, please.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Of
I'm
course, of
excited to
course.
have you back already. And I'll just put out like what else is possible now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What else is possible? Who knows? We
Uh,
know what the future holds.
that's right.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you again. And until next time.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Joey.
Bye.
Thank you for being with us today. And be sure to join us next time for more conversations and insights into some of your favorite influencers. Now, don't forget to join me, Dr. Sarah, anywhere I'm on social media. And always, always, always remember that I have your back.